Rohit, you have hit a purple patch. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think I can be happy about moving back to the index this week.
Yeah,
So
finally.
after months of saying that I'm avoiding it, I have finally gone back to having some more index in my positioning. So that's really helped. It's done well this week finally, and I sensed Friday was, I think, the best day because you made a higher high. So once you start making that higher high, higher low trade setup, then it starts looking like you have a positive trend. So good. I think the closing of our markets has definitely given a very, very clear signal of which way it's headed. Now we just take it from there, step by step. I can actually mark this as WXYZ and this as 1 and 2. Okay, it's just that the hourly chart doesn't show it. And on the daily, we see this rise as 3, and so it's not very clean.
Yeah.
So sometimes we can leave that to figure it out later on. Okay, there may be a solution. Maybe the daily and weekly charts will just show a different setup. We resolve that. But on the higher degree, we've taken this bottom that occurred in May as the actual bottom for Bank Nifty and not this one in March. Okay, so from here we are in 1, 2, 3, and 4, and what is due to happen now is the fifth wave. So the second wave did a 61% retracement, and by alternation, the fourth wave has done 38%, most of their losses. In the 1990s, they wrote them off, through when bond yields were going down. Basically, they were allowed to mark to market gains in bond markets against their portfolio. So they used those bond market gains to write off most of the loss, even though the NPA was there. The provisions had already been made, and then that triggered this move. But no one was expecting it because, who wants to buy PSU banks? But the setup was exactly this, that you had a wave 1, wave 2, exact 61%. And then from there, when you take off, you get a pretty strong move, and then you can see the volumes picked up very substantially. Now, I don't know if the same happens, but you have the setup. You have a rise. In fact, you have volumes even on this first rise this time. And you have a wave 2. And then now you're seeing a third wave again on rising volume. So I would think it's something similar. Even if it's not, you have a good third wave to play. And you can see this on all. So I'm not just saying specifically for Bob. You can open any PSU bank, which you have to then, join it, and it's free to join it and see older posts up to 2008. Prior to that, again, I don't have all the archives. That used to be a complaint of my Sharekhan CEO Tarun Bhai. You don't keep archives, so we cannot argue with other people ki bhai bola tha, So anyway, I had been bearish on this for this reason, that it was Y, it was X, and the point was where will Z complete. Now I could have actually thought that Z completed here. I actually had to give it a serious thought in 2015. Nifty was still making new all-time highs, post the first election of Modi to the government, and so I was wondering, is it done here? But I was not too convinced because BHEL was not the only stock I was monitoring during that down cycle. There were so many of them, whether it was PSU banks, the ADAC group, the power stocks, metal stocks, all of them were not yet starting to take off. So I just held back that maybe this is A, this is B, and you will get wave C down in Z, and then it will complete. And then after this fall started, it was pretty clear that everything is corrective. Once this rise was in place, this was corrective, and everything was just not up to it. So it was just patient waiting for Z to complete, possibly till the lower end of this channel or in 5 waves, right? So it had to be internally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, or it had to be, this is not an exact 5. I'm just marking it. I have to go to the daily chart to really fine tune the counts because here this 4 might overlap with this. But it's either 5 waves or it has to complete at the lower end of the channel, and it actually broke the lower end of the channel in the pandemic. And that became my reason to that worst is over. Channel is broken in Z, and usually the worst is over when that happens, because I had done this kind of thing, and now I remember. Now see, talking to you, I remember where I did it first. We don't even have those. We don't even cover those stocks now, maybe. But stocks like, say, Pfizer. Okay, Pfizer in 2000 and I have to find the BO. This one will have history. Many of these stocks, after having their long bullish phases, Pfizer, Colgate, they went through these long downward channels. Okay, So when they did that, this is one of them. Okay, and then started to break out of that is where you got the next upward trend start. So many of these complex bear markets, I think Colgate is actually a better example of what I'm trying to say. Okay. Now people will wonder these are completely different stocks that I never write about. And there's a reason. The reason is that they've become very, very slow. They don't have the same pace as they used to. But it was a hot. Well, I think the market's given enough opportunity here to pick the lows. Now you're getting the momentum. So just remain focused. There is some short-term noise coming from the US, one day down, one day up. But look at your own market and its own waveforms. Don't correlate, mix up too much. Like there was a question, if the dollar is bouncing, then what will happen to the Nasdaq, and then what will happen to this, then what will happen to that. Right now, what we are looking is for something very, very short term. If this was a higher degree dollar bounce, I would also be concerned. In the short term, all these correlations keep breaking for 4-5 days, 10 days at times. You cannot keep correlating too much. Look at each chart for its own independent strength, and when you do that, and then when you look at Nifty for its own, when you'll see that US indices rallied from February all the way into May. For the last 3 months, they have been going up when we were going down. So if now we are going up and they are getting their own volatility, it's okay. So look at your own chart, look at the market or stock that you're trading at. That's it, guys. That's the edited version of the Weekend with Indiacharts episode. We do this each and every weekend because it's the best way to get prepared for the week ahead. Look at everything that's happened and make a forecast of how things are going to pan out based on the wave structure, based on key levels. Look at different sectors and address all the concerns that people have, not just related around news, but actual trade setups that are actually playing out or trade setups that had not worked and why that really happened. So it really gives you a sense of what is happening, how you should go about dealing with the market condition at that point of time and prepare for the week ahead. So keep coming back for more. Go and watch this latest episode on the website. So you simply need to log in and watch the entire episode. It's approximately an hour long discussion that we have every week. And I look forward to seeing you again there. Thank you.